Yes, welcome back to another video. My name is Safety AG Football Reactions. Welcome to the channel, and let's quickly dive into today's update. Now, there's a statement that comes out from Estevão Willian. Now, this is very, very important. All Chelsea fans, you need to pay attention. This is very, very important. Now, he's talking about his personal growth, his personal self, his personal dream, and personal ambition. This is something we need to cherish. When last did we hear from any player talking about personal dream and personal ambition? See, we have two types of players in a club. It's either you have players who are ambitious and players who are not ambitious. You always have them in club. I remember the story from Michael Owen. He was in an interview, I think, with Ferdinand. He said something. He said when he signed for Man U and he got into the dressing room, he said the dressing room was like, when you look at British, Postcodes, Real Giggs, even if you don't want to succeed, you will be hungry for success. He said he had no choice than to just blend in because the mentality it meant in the dressing room. That is why when the team is at that level, buy any player. I said this in one of my videos. I said, place anybody beside Van Dijk. And I was talking about Konate's leaving United. I'm going as a free agent. I did that video. You can watch my previous video. I said something. Place anybody beside Van Dijk. That person is going to look like world class. When Van Dijk was very, very much in form. Let's not forget they nominated Van Dijk for Ballon d'Or list. At that time, Gomez will play with Van Dijk. He will look world class. Konate will play with Van Dijk. He will look world class. That is one thing about world class players. In Man City, place anybody in the team where there is De Bruyne and Silva and Rodri. They will not flop. Why do you think O'Reilly is performing at Man City this concluded season? He has no more stress. He's playing around. His football will be much more easier. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So when you hear a player talking about ambition, and you have a majority of them with that mentality, it is good for the club. And this is coming from a 19-year-old. Let's quickly read what he said. Now, on him gaining extra 4 kg and not letting go of his Chelsea dream. Let's see what he said. This 90 years old has spent the past weeks discussing his recovery plans, his rehabilitation timelines, and the disappointment of missing Brazil's biggest tournament. We all know it's going to weigh down on him so much, but he didn't spend much time on that alone. Now, let's not forget, João Pedro also was in that same bracket. Now, on him, setting the bar high as possible. When he was speaking to Sports Center Brazil, this was like an interview, Estevão explained that having ambitious targets is an essential part of his mindset. Can you hear that? Because you have to have the mindset to say, this is what I want to, this is what I'm dreaming of, this is what I want to achieve. Every great player here today, they think like this. Bruno Fernandes is not like that without a mindset like this. De Bruyne is not like that without a mindset like this. Likewise Rodri, likewise Salah, or any player you can mention, they are pursuing something. You see, they will score a hat-trick in the match. You ask them, they will tell you it's all about for the team. They don't need to come and tell you in interview that they have personal agenda, personal goal or target. They need not tell you. But when you have players like this in the team, it's very, very good. Very, very good. Now, you said this. I think it's very important for a player to have goals. Like I said, I have my goals. I have my ambitions. My ambitions have goals with the group as well, which today is Chelsea. And I have personal goals as well. So he has his personal goals, the team goals, his teammates, people around him. He has goals with them at the same time. This is coming from a 19-year-old. From a 19-year-old. You all be thinking young players don't have, winning mentality. Now, he said this again. It's important to focus on what you want, build your path around that, and follow it. I have my ambitions, and I'm working very hard to make them happen. I don't know if it will be possible or not, but they are there, and that's the plan I'm going to follow. There's somebody, see, when you have someone with conviction, this is conviction speaking. Now, he said this again. My ambition is to be the best player in the world, win the Champions League, and win the World Cup, he said. What more? What more can you ask for? What more can you ask for? Chelsea have a player who is dreaming to win Ballon d'Or and also World Cup. Imagine if Estevão Willian was in Chelsea before he won that World Cup. Chelsea would have sold him earlier. Even before now, he won't spend up to now. Chelsea has a player who wants to win. See, for him to be saying this, that's to tell you everything he does is intentional, it's on purpose. When he plays, anything you see him play, just know it's intentional, it's on purpose. This is a man with purpose. This is a man who wants to be doing things intentionally. If Canada and Gitters are playing intentionally, they'll be playing those rubbish they are playing. And I should just throw some balls away. When he does this, when you're not supposed to shoot, he will shoot. When you're supposed to pass, he will shoot. When you're supposed to shoot, he will pass. That's no player playing with intentions. Likewise, Gitters. Imagine if Chelsea had 60 to 70% of the first team members with this mindset, with purpose. With purpose. Imagine that. Now, on gaining extra weight, let's not forget, Chelsea have a lot of young players. The more we see them every day, don't forget the more they grow. They have personal lives at the same time. Which day Chelsea signed now? Was it not 23? And now it's 27. That's what they grow every day. Now, having a 19-year-old grow in your ranks. I said something several years ago. I said, can you imagine the type of football Moses Caicedo would have been playing when he's 27? And combine every young players in that team when all of them are in the same age bracket before they get to that time. The only thing that is killing them growth for now is because of this chop and change of managers. It's halting that growth. I used to tell people who wants to hear that. Imagine when all of them are playing for years. There will be failure, there will be downs, there will be ups and downs. Just if I don't want to experience the downs. And sacking Maresca is the cause of this. Cucurella wanted to go and Enzo Fernandez because they already love Enzo Maresca a lot. It took them 1 hour, they didn't expect it. That was the first problem Willian had. The first problem. Anyway, let's go into more of his interviews. He said one of the recording teams, he's talking about his weight gain now, gain extra 4 kg. One of the recording teams since Estevão's move to England has been adapting physically to the demands of elite football, European football. And the Wigan reveals that he has already added significant muscle mass during that process. Asked how much weight he had gained, Estevão replied with a smile a little bit. Now, I think it was about 5 kilos he stated. When asked whether that came through gym, work, or diet, the answer was simple. He said both gym work and diet to gain extra weight. Now, for the players still only 19, that evolution remains an important part of the bigger picture. Hold on to that. Now, on him, about the disappointment of the World Cup and his dream, he's not giving up his dream. He's not going to this 2026 World Cup. It's just a setback. And that's how he play out monster mindset things. Don't forget the story of Ronaldo. Ronaldo had the same. I'm not saying he's going to be bigger than Ronaldo. That's not what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. Ronaldo himself, when he was 18 or 19, he couldn't make it to the World Cup. So many legends. So don't take it away from him because he didn't go to this World Cup. He's going to forget his dream. He's never doing that. Never doing that. Now he said, he also, missing the World Cup was clearly a major emotional blow. He has spoken openly about that. The recovery process is still ongoing. He's expected to miss Chelsea's preseason and possibly the start of the new campaign. Even so, his focus remains fixed on objectives that stretch years into the future. That's what I'm talking about. I love that. I don't know how long it will take. That's true. But those are my goals, and I will do everything to achieve them. I told you, this somebody with intention. And when you say just like this, it's not going to let go. But they are currently spending more time with physiotherapists than teammates. It is a reminder of check this timeline, not the same message. During meeting with you, I must yes, it's like it's just a glitch into the coming from the material. So what do you guys think about this information? this Ballon is those ambitions and everything. Conversation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to start watching our videos every day. Our communities.